What's going on, Moose?
Stuff.
Well, I'm streaming. Ready to get this bad boy going? Ready to review some resumes?
If we have any to review, if not, we've got some backup topics we can talk about. Let me hop over to my MacBook.
Hell yeah.
I'm on my phone right now.
Of course. We got Marcello, right? Yeah, last week. We got this one.
There we go. So if they ain't around, what are we gonna do? Are we gonna just
We're gonna roast the shit out of each other's resumes until someone shows up.
or roast them in their absence? Nah.
That would be funny. Guyman50. I don't know if I've already reviewed your resume or not, but if I haven't, hop in the Discord. Drop your resume.
Yeah.
It'll be a good time. That is, if you're man enough. When you claim to be Guyman50, so I need to lower the music. I need to come up with a better way to do music on the stream. So I need to shuffle my music because I'm getting used to listening to the same tracks.
The better way to do music? Do you have like a...
There's probably some source for it in Streamlabs to where you just pump in a bunch of songs. But what I'm doing is I'm broadcasting my desktop audio, and then I'm just playing music through VLC.
There's like virtual synthesizers, right? Where you can, I don't know, take an application, plug in one audio channel, and output it to another.
Yeah, but that's like a lot of hassle, and I'm gonna do that eventually. But like right now, I'm just chilling.
Oh, fair enough. Guyman50 says, "I'll look if I can find it." All right. Let's see.
Well, we got an ad break starting in 2 minutes 22 seconds, and we'll have 2 minutes of ad breaks. We got 4 minutes before we're really gonna get started. But in the meantime,
Gotcha.
It's Friday. It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun.
Here's an interesting topic of discussion that we kind of touched on last week, but more in passing. But I think it'd be a good thing to pass back and forth. Is the whole challenge of like 1 versus 3 page resumes, right? Or 1 versus 2 versus 3. How verbose do you go?
I was talking to a coworker today, and I was saying, I've been trying to keep my resume under 1 page, and I don't quite have enough to fill out 2 pages. And he goes, I've been working for 20 years, man. My resume is 5 pages long. And I go, 5 pages? What the fuck? And he goes, yeah, I just put my skills at the top, and then I put my recent jobs right below it, and then I have a history of all my jobs behind that. But, like, you don't have to look at the next 4 pages. You just read the first page, and you have everything you need.
I mean...
Which is a pragmatic, good solution, I think. I think it's a lot easier to do that than what I do, where I, call things aggressively.
Yeah.
Plus, if you work with a lot of different technologies, you can fit a lot of keywords in 5 pages.
Yeah, 5 pages is a lot. That's maybe more than even what I was thinking, but if I end up pulling my resume on stream here, as I'm still getting a little set up, you can see it's 3 pages. At some point, it's like, yeah, you have to balance the accomplishments and technologies that you work with. You have to like make it compact.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that 1 page is what's the saying? It's a good target, but not a good destination. It escapes me, but it's like sometimes there's like, okay, in a perfect world, could you say everything you wanted to in one page. Yes, if you can, that's awesome. But the practicality of that is more often it's not like realistic, especially if you've worked with a lot of technologies, you have a lot of experience in programming. And to like then fit that in, you have to kind of go to 2 pages, but you still want to, less is still more. It's just that you don't need to ruthlessly optimize to this like arbitrary target.
Certainly.
And yeah, it's like still make things impactful. Don't wax poetic. Well, once you say a keyword, right, or you mention a language, you probably don't need to mention it 100 times. I've seen that on a lot of resumes where they say like Angular 789 a million fucking times in line. It's like, okay, I get it.
Certainly.
You've done Angular, but I've also, let's see, well, there's only 2 people in here, so I don't think I have to worry about my current employer watching the stream.
What are you talking about? There's 4 people in here.
4 people? Oh.
You count as 1, so 3. Lost when I put in the wrong drive into a DD command. You don't have your resume guy, man? You know what? Honestly, we don't have very many people in the queue. We can help you build one.
Yeah.
It's content, Buckaroony.
Let me go sit down at my proper workstation.
You gotta get your proper workstation. You gotta be ready at 7:09 sharp.
my proper workstation is an uplift desk with a 1940s like Atlas.
Yeah.
7 inches thick.
7 inches thick. Sounds like my Tinder profile.
Oh my.
Anyway.
Well, shit. I thought there'd be more back and forth about the whole verbosity thing, but
it's
I
like
guess
one
not.
of those things where, I mean, here's the thing: nobody looks past the first page anyway. So like, it's to some degree it doesn't matter. You can have 10 pages, but like, okay, great. Now we know that in 2006 you worked at Taco Bell for 6 months.
No one is probably going to look past 3.
Yeah.
At most. It really depends on how much relevant experience you have to a job. Let's see. Yeah, no. If you list like all the Taco Bell positions you've ever had or McDonald's, then obviously, I mean, it shows character, but it's not necessarily relevant at all.
Certainly.
Let's see. Okay. I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab a drink real quick. Should be good to go.
All right, sounds good. So as soon as Mooseius gets back, we will begin. Let's see. Doing a little bit of management in here, but yeah, this is good. Spirits are high. It's Friday. No longer a holiday weekend. And I tell you what, going around on last weekend on Friday, walking around, seeing everybody out for Halloween, that was wild. Saw all sorts of stuff. But it was busy. It was too many people. Now we're back to regular weekends. It's getting a little chillier out there. I thought I've been walking around wearing a jacket. Look really cool in a jacket. Everybody does, I think. You know, I'm basically literally Ryan Gosling when I throw on the jacket. You know, just driving, not saying much. Yeah, literally Ryan Gosling. That's me. I mean, all the way from the afro to the being 6'6", to the glasses, to writing software for a living. Ryan Gosling, right here. Right here. And then, of course, we have another Ryan Gosling who is currently utilizing the bathing facilities at his house. Mooseius, he'll be here. So this will be interesting because we don't actually have any resumes to review this week as of just this very moment. However, we may be able to get one. but we'll have to see. So this will be fun. And I got a follower. Argon is now following. I appreciate it. Thank you. Heyo. Thanks for coming in the chat. We haven't even started doing the fun stuff yet, and you're already here. This is great. I appreciate it. Argon, you looking to get your resume reviewed? You can join the Discord and post your resume. What's this resume stuff? I'm telling you. Me and Mooseius, every Friday, put on a public service. We review young professionals, mostly software engineers, resumes, try to get them nice, tight, and still expressive so that you can send it to an employer and get hired. No guarantees. It's free, though, so, why not? Oh, nice. I want to review, too. Well, fantastic. Just go to https://npmail.com. Click on the Discord, join it, redact all the sensitive information out of your resume. I'm not trying to dox anyone here. Drop it in the resume review channel, and then jump in the stream waiting list channel, and we will drag you into the stream, where we will interrogate you about your resume, help you come up with ways to fix it, and that's it. I didn't finish that sentence with finality, but we will interrogate you about your resume, and help you come up with ways to fix it.
And I am here.
Fantastic.
In my glorious, raggedy-ass hoodie and beard.
That
I
is
look
great.
like a wizard.
What are the odds?
And I don't mind it.
What are the odds the resume review stream page and Streamlabs is going to work first try? Let's see. It did! Hey, look at that. And I even have my fancy background. I need to get a fancy background for everything. And then my window goes in here. This is great.
Yeah, didn't you pay an obscene amount of money for fancy backgrounds?
Like $300 for a subscription to some website or another that has stock footage. So I got this stock video. And look at this. We've been going for over 13 minutes, and have you noticed my internet didn't shit in itself?
Hey, that's an improvement.
That is such an improvement, dude. I am jazzed about that.
God damn.
Hell yeah, brother. This is that professional shit. So I suppose it's not a code review. You know what, Moose? Do we dare open this up to code reviews?
Oh. What the fuck my dog's doing?
So here's the
Sorry
problem.
about that.
I can competently review code in about 3 languages, and I can do a bad job of reviewing code in about 4 more, and I can not review code in all the rest of the languages.
I can...
I think this is more of a senior engineer sort of thing. No offense, Moose.
I will give my unsolicited opinions to any code base you show me.
That could be nice. That could be something. You know what? Here, let's do a dry run real quick. I'll just go to a random code base. Let's see, https://github.com/npmail/pape.
I have a feeling this isn't going to be random.
This is random. I randomly picked it out of all the places. I grabbed a pape changer, and I'm not even sharing my regular screen with you, so you can't even see shit. That's my problem. Let me fix that. Screens, screen 1. There we go. So here it is. Here's the code that you should review. So what do you think? First off, pape changer. This repo, it has a little video showing how it works. Talks about how to use it. Minimum requirements are a functioning Go environment. I mean, that's amazing. Supported systems: Windows, Mac, Sway, i3, XFCE, KDE, GNOME. Missing Mate, Cinnamon, Budgie, LXQT, and Deepin. So they have the handsome maintainers of this have a little bit more work to do, but you know. But let's take a look at their code. What do you think?
Let's start with main.
All right.
Main's a good place to start. An entry point of everything's every program has got to start somewhere.
Yeah. So my first impressions are that this person wrote something that was probably fine, and then kind of had half of an idea of a refactor, and then poorly implemented it, and then kept building on that. This kind of looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Is there a reason you declare your flags in the main function and not
because declaring them in an init function doesn't actually accomplish anything other than moving 10 lines out of your main and into
No.
an init
You
function.
don't even put it in a init function. You just put it like in the module bare. You just declare them.
Gross.
No, it's all the same. It's like a compile optimization.
Wait a second, hold on. Argon is saying it's Golang, and then he's doing the emoticon. He says, all of this error not equal to nil shit, XD. Here is my thing about Go. It makes you deal with your errors. Every time you get an error, it comes back, and it's a variable, and you got to do something with it. And if you want to ignore it, you have to specifically say, I'm ignoring this. And if you don't want to ignore it, you have to do something with it. What you miss when you're using something like, a language that doesn't return errors and just has try-catch, you don't try-catch anything, and your errors just kind of kill your program, or you have to try-catch it, and you just catch, like, 95,000 different errors, and then you don't actually deal with them. Okay, you don't technically have to check it, but you have the underscore. And if you find an underscore, that means there's a variable that you're not doing something with. That you're just letting return and then get dropped off the stack.
This is something that I have been wanting to write about for a while. It's just that I don't know how to write about it in a way that's like actually going to, convince someone or change minds. Outside main function, search for func.arref somewhere in your code, deep in a module. Like, find a random example in this repo, if you would, Nate.
I don't know that I've sent arrefs. Actually, in this repo, I've done something a little bit silly, where I have a package for errors, where all of them get sent into. I put a random error prefix before each error. So when it fails, it'll say, damn, bro, I'm sorry, but unable to set your wallpaper. Out of memory error, unable to set your wallpaper. And then whatever this is, unable to set your wallpaper. Oopsie doopsie, you made a fricky wiki, unable to set your wallpaper. It does it randomly, making all of the errors totally useless.
Well, hold on. Okay, this aside, somewhere you're wrapping an error in some context, right?
Yes.
Help me out here. Let me illustrate my point.
So get state, reading a file returns an error, and I don't actually wrap it in context. That's the other thing. This is not polished as a repo. It's just a program that runs, and I can run it.
Okay.
Actually, no, I can run it.
I'm setting us up for failure here. All right. Let me. Shit. Because now I got to go out and I got to find myself some actual decent Go error handling to refer to.
I gotta have some somewhere in my repos. I swear. Yeah. There's 24 repos here. One of them has to have it. All right. WageBot does not. Password store. That's my passwords. Hey, you want to see my passwords? I'll dox them right now.
No.
You sure?
If not, there is an article that I can
Amazon password
refer to.
So you got it? That's my Amazon password.
Wonderful. So okay.
Blog.
Fuck searching your code for. Okay. Yeah. Let's try Bark. Let's try some actually decent open source code.
Oh, an open source project that actually wants their shit to work. Oh, fuck you. Let's take a look.
No. Go to the OG, not your fork.
My fork is good. My fork is merged in. Fuck you.
Okay. Just search the repo func.arref. Gotta have it somewhere. Please.
Arref. Let's go. Where's the search? Repo Tech Robert.
Yeah, there you go.
Arref. Oh, it's all you got is. This is actually.
Really?
This is a log. This is a log formatting. This is a log store. So The only error after
Resume
calling
added.
is calling it.
Okay. Well, we're failing to find code examples. I cannot comment on the quality of the Go code we are presently reviewing. I will explain how.
Yeah, you're supposed to do a thing where you wrap it up, and you wrap it in a thing, and you go back and forth, and you go through the whole thing, and then when it's printed to the user, it goes, "Hey man, unable to set your wallpaper, unable to figure out what desktop environment you're running, unable to read your environment variables out of memory," and you have this whole nice thing that all goes to its own thing. You figure it out. It's very nice.
What it all comes down to, whether or not you use exceptions or you use Go's error handling, is to have a good debugging experience, you have to describe your errors, right? That is the key. And hello, doggy. Sorry. If you write a lot of imperative code, a la, Java, C# or Go, and then you just use an exception and stack trace to debug, that really doesn't give you any intelligible information about like what went wrong. There's an old story about how, a helicopter pilot loses his avionics and he flies beside a building in Washington and he holds up a sign that says, "Where am I?" And the person in the office looks at him bewildered, writes on a piece of paper, "You're in a helicopter." It's like, yes, I know I'm in a helicopter. Where is my helicopter? What city, what locality am I in? And that's about how helpful most exceptions are. So your options for getting around that is to do either what Go does, where you are
You've talked for too long. We have someone waiting.
I'm finishing this thought. Fuck you. You're either wrapping your errors in strings like this in Go, or you are writing purely declarative code in your functions, which has some other challenges associated with it. If you use declarative function names, then that works. But in most cases, if you're writing Java or C#, you're going to have imperative code. It's not going to make sense. I'll write a blog about it someday. Anyway, let's get down to the resume review. All right. Who do we got?
Welcome, Target Ball, a.k.a. Devin Easenuts. So I believe that's D. Easenuts. I think I went to college with your nephew, Carlos Easenuts.
Also, Nate, I appear to have disappeared from the stream. I'm a gray box.
Oh. How about now?
I'm back.
That happens from time to time. I don't know what causes it, and my windows are busted. Anyway.
I need to clear up the webcam real quick. Give me 1 second.
Mr. Easenuts, how you doing?
Oh, I'm here. I'm good. I'm creating content,
Well, could you do me a huge favor and either turn your gain up a little bit on your microphone or choke up a little bit on it? Get a little bit closer. The audio isn't quite to Nate stream levels.
Just a second.
No worries.
How's that
Here we go.
for you?
That's a lot better. If you could get a little bit more, that'd be even better.
All right, I'm on there.
All right. Use your outside voice.
Hey, how we doing?
Fantastic. Now I want to see that energy the entire time.
My mic's messed up apparently.
It's just not outputting the same amount as my mic or as Mooseius.
Can you turn them up in Discord?
No. Fuck. All right. Talk regularly, Devin Easenuts. Speak regularly. Give me some words.
Oh, actually, I found the slider. I found the master slider. I'm on 30%.
There we go. Now crank that bad boy up to like 41.
How's that sounding?
No, crank it up to like 75. Actually, fuck it.
How's
Crank
that
it, soldier boy.
sounding, man?
Keep going all the way up, 100%.
150. This is how we sound.
All right, I'll tweak the rest from here. What do you want us to refer to you as? Target ball?
Go ahead and do. Yeah, go target ball. Let's
All right,
go.
fantastic. And you sound great now. This is good.
I found the right slider I was using long.
I told you there was a slider. I told you. Anyway, Mr. Target Ball, a.k.a. Seth Buchanan.
Yes.
Buchanan.
Yep.
Let's just real quick throw open your GitHub as well. This is fun. MPV, remote, Tetris, Arrayify. Well, we'll get to that. Don't you worry.
Plenty of things to cringe at.
Absolutely. So we got.
Especially this,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
especially this resume. It's a bit old.
It's a bit old.
It is a bit old.
It says through March 2023, so it can't be that old.
And I work there again now.
Mm,
So that's a dash now.
certainly.
Vis-
So plumbing, technical skills, education, projects. Got a degree. Oh, you're working on your degree.
I am indeed.
That's fantastic. What year are you in school?
This is my second year. My fourth semester, but basically my second year.
Okay. Yeah. So this is a pretty. This isn't bad for being a junior. Or
Sophomore.
sophomore. Whatever. Not bad. So let's get right into it. Right at the top, you got job experience. No what's it called? Mission statement thing? What do they call this?
Preface or
Whatever it's called. The thing where
Professional
you,
summary.
professional summary. That's it.
Ooh.
May want to
That'd be good
consider
to
doing one of those. Not super necessary, but also not useless. Let's see. Job experience. Some location. Redacted. IT support for use of college-related applications, programs, and websites. Hardware maintenance of hardware, software, and firmware of office workstations, public library computers, and loanable laptops. Windows administration, PowerShell, and batch automation of parts of the computer imaging process. So you're saying what you're doing, but you're not saying what that means.
no cases. So
You got to say how many people are you supporting? Are you supporting 8 people? Are you supporting 1,000 people?
all right. Well,
No.
right now I guess it's around like 60 probably, but it's not as like the top level. So
Doesn't matter, man. You got to put a number on it. It makes it a lot easier
Yeah.
for an employer to contextualize what your experience is. It's important to be exact in these things, or not exact, but to give some sort of a number. Additional thoughts, Moose?
So, I've spoken with Target before, actually, about his resume here, and some of the things he's done, and I guess some of it bears repeating. So, I know that this PowerShell and batch automation script, when I last calculated it, we concluded, I think both of us, that you were saving an extra person's worth of work every week by automating this imaging process. And I also recall that you were doing some inventory management in Excel, which I think is like awesome stuff to have. Excel is the, we'll say, practical person's database. And yeah, those are all wonderful things to have. Talk about, why necessarily you used PowerShell and batch, right? If that was an environment restriction, then that's totally fine. Talk about the challenges that you overcame. Just get into the detail. It's worth a lot, right? Because it's not just like, oh, you wrote a one-liner that you copy pasted off of Stack Overflow. If you did, don't mention that. But I think you've done a lot more work here than this, and that's the kind of stuff that you want to get out on the page. If it overflows, one page, then that's fine. You could probably also shrink down the headers as well and left align them.
Well, I
And,
see. I'm
face.
getting ahead of myself here a little bit, but I see right down here it says LaTeX.
oh yeah, that's what I wrote the resume in. I don't have the LaTeX file, which is sad.
Well, here's the problem with this. It's rendered poorly, and it looks like shit.
The entire thing.
Hmm.
I thought you were talking about. I didn't use the LaTeX macro.
Life pro tip. If you just go to the Overleaf website and look through their resume templates, there's a whole bunch of them that look beautiful. I know this because mine is one of those templates, and it's beautiful, and it's perfect, and it's rendered great,
Whoa.
And when you zoom in, once it re-renders, everything is really nice and clean and beautiful, and the links work. You know, this is a mail to link. I don't know how to fucking deal with a mail to link, but I'm sure someone does. You know, this one goes to my website. There's all
People
sorts of neat
who use
stuff.
desktop email clients know how to use email links. Everyone else is just kind of...
Yeah, I've no fucking clue, brother. Haven't used a desktop email client in months.
Give me 1 second. My dog is being a little bit of a pill. What do you want, girl?
But yeah,
Under there.
no need to raw dog your own LaTeX. You can still put it on your resume. Like no one's gonna, you know, get mad at you for importing a library and doing this stuff.
Doing it by hand.
Yeah, like I really like Overleaf.
Yeah. I think some of the templates on here are perhaps a bit noisy, like that one at the bottom that has
Yeah, this looks
the
like shit. I would
purple.
throw this directly in the
That's-
trash.
like the whole skills graph is really
Really stupid.
that looks like a cool visualization, just not for a resume. But yours is like pretty straightforward. It has a nice amount of chic to it. It's readable top to bottom. Like that's yeah, that's good stuff. In terms of including your picture on the resume or not,
Yeah, it's a little weird.
I don't know.
Like those.
I guess you could, but in my mind, a resume is purely about like your skills and merits as an individual.
I mean, if you're
and
really handsome,
programming. Hey, yeah, maybe. If you're applying to be a model, then I suppose get some headshots in there.
yeah, that's important.
Definitely.
The model programmer hybrid.
Yeah, I mean, if you're also if you want to be a spy, like the James Bond resume, you need to show off the headshots. You know,
Mm-hmm.
show them, hey man, I executed this foreign dignitary from 500 yards. Look at this. You know, that's important stuff. Now, I suppose you're probably not looking to be a spy, but you know that's. So yeah, absolutely use an overleaf template. This is impressive for just raw dogging LaTeX, if that's how you made this bad boy. But no need.
Okay.
Let's see. So, hardware maintenance, maintenance of hardware, software, firmware on office workstations, public library, computers, loanable laptops. So, can you? I guess I have some background on this already, but like, explain how you tracked the loanable laptops and stuff. Was there a system in place for that already, or did you kind of go out and augment something there?
So that was a system that was in place. It, basically, like there was it was a third-party software. It wasn't a part of like the Microsoft suite, but it was, yeah, basically like we like change an option, and next time the thing connects to the internet, it's unusable. And like even if I don't know how, but even if they like reformatted the hard drive, it wouldn't work again. So it was something to do with Dell.
Goodness, jeez.
Good
So,
old
yeah,
Dell.
And we got those things back, and I had to mess with those. But yeah.
Yeah.
You see, this is why you can never deal with Dell. This episode has been pre-sponsored by Apple. Please send me one of your laptops, and I'll keep saying good things about you. Apple, the Apple Corporation. No, I clicked the wrong one.
Please sponsor me. Please send
Please
M3.
sponsor me. I want one of these, and I have. I mean, I'll say literally whatever you want. Like I don't care. Like these computers are good, and I want one.
So sleek.
They are.
This
they are very.
is the one. Here, let's just Apple.
In terms of the-
you give me one of these computers, and I will. I'll say whatever you want. I'll tell you that Tim Cook saved my life in an industrial accident. I do not care. My integrity is non-existent.
$7,000.
Can be bought.
I can be bought for $7,000. Apple Corporation.
For now, I guess thanks better than nothing. You know, IT support, hardware maintenance. If you're applying to programming jobs, you could mention those in passing. I would keep it to no more than 1, maybe 2 lines rather than the 3 that it is. And I would say like 3 or 4 lines focus mostly on the programming aspect. And if I recall correctly,
disagree.
You
want to focus not only on the programming aspect. You squeeze in as much program as you can. But for both of these, if you're customer facing, put something in there to indicate that you know how to talk to humans, because that is rare among software engineers.
Yeah, I guess that's...
and personal skills. When you don't have programming experience, those are also very important. Because even if you're useless, if you're pleasant to be around, give it a shot. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, just got a guy under me at work, so if he quits, if he doesn't quit, then I get another piece on my resume.
Hell yeah, brother. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, that's a good point. Having social skills and stuff, I mean, it's not a given when you're dealing with programmers, especially. But I think in any job too, like, I've heard of people working in other fields who are just like, sort of misanthropic, and it's like, oh yeah, we can't have this guy talking to clients and stuff, and it's something that you need. If your clients are not your customers, then your clients are your coworkers or your stakeholders. If someone can make software and get paid for it without having any stakeholders, please let me know. I would love to work there, and just have no one to answer to, and just do whatever I want. But otherwise, for all other circumstances, yeah, you have to have some sort of communication skills. You have to be personable in some way. Yeah. Argon says, I also can't talk to clients. There are these strange rules, like never talk about other clients with a client. So, yeah, I guess those rules do exist. I can't say that I follow them. I've straight up been on client meetings where we're talking about timelines and stuff, like, oh, well, when do we think we can get this done? And I've just straight up talked to my project manager right then and there about different clients and organizing the schedule. I am super transparent about this stuff. I do not care. And if the client is offended at all by that, they're like, oh, wait, what? Like, we're not your only, client. It's like, no, you're not. Like, we appreciate your business and we're going to do our best work for you, and we're going to set the schedules to work, but you are not our singular focus.
Of course, there's a difference between talking about other clients as in like, oh yeah, we can schedule this around XYZ project with client B, and saying like, yeah, man, I'm glad you guys are in here today. Last week we had XYZ Corp, and they were a bunch of fucking assholes, and I hate talking to them. It depends. There's times where you can and times where you can't. So the reason they have the rule about don't talk about other clients with a client is you may not think you're saying something bad, but you might be. And you may not be, you might release some information that shouldn't be out there. You can say something is benign as, oh yeah, they're using Kubernetes, and then suddenly your client wants to use Kubernetes too because they don't want to fall behind and be the least technical of all your clients, and then it leads to a whole bunch of nonsense based on something that could have been totally avoided.
Yeah. That's a good point. I guess we're getting off the resume.
Oh, that's
review.
another one. Something I did for this already for client X, but slightly different. I was silenced. Yes, because if it took you 6 months to do it for client X, and it'll only take you 2 weeks to do it for client Y, your company's missing out on 5 months and 2 weeks of billable experience, or of billable time, because they could just lie and say they didn't port it from some other platform.
Yeah, good old extreme go horse development, but that's another topic. Anyway, technical skills. Let's talk about this.
Certainly.
So,
yeah, it seems pretty cringe. I should put Arch next to Linux, right?
Yeah, you need Arch Linux. Linux could just mean Ubuntu, and who cares?
Yeah.
So Linux experience setting up, using, maintaining local and remote Linux machines. I mean,
Not
it's
professional.
Not the worst thing in the world. Windows, experience using Microsoft Office products and Windows support for students and staff. So what I would do in this scenario, and what I did on my resume, is I just say Linux and then a number of years. And that number of years is astronomical, because the first time I installed Linux, I was like 12 years old and had no idea what I was doing. But that's experience, buckaroo.
Definitely.
That is experience. Arguably, it's also good experience when you have like no liabilities and you're just free to fuck around with stuff and learn and break things. And if something horrible goes wrong, who gives a shit? You're 12. I would say experience setting up, using, maintaining local and remote Linux machines. So, why did you use Linux locally, and why did you use Linux on remote machines? What were the applications?
Oh no, this is remote. I mean, locally. Well, I let's start with remote, because remotely, I've how I learned Linux was in a course, and I had to set up a bunch of move around in a Linux system, like a school server, and then later we did our programming courses on that same server, and then later I decided to install it on my home computer, and I've since had Raspberry Pis that have DNS on them or stuff like that, or Jellyfin servers or something.
So this is good. So local and remote, you say desktop and server.
Okay. Notes.
Do you develop on Arch on Linux?
Yeah. Now I use Nix, by the way.
Yikes! You've gone the wrong way. You've gone too far. Too far. Go back. Go back. Go back.
I just got to learn an entire language now. So wish me luck. But
I would say that's all wonderful stuff to add as well. That you use Linux as your development environment or as your desktop environment. Go into that. Talk about Arch. Unironically, that shows that, hey, I know what I'm doing. Add the years of experience, even if that's just 1 year, 2 years. That's all things that people are, wanting to see. And there's different levels of familiarity with Linux, I would say too. I'm pretty familiar with it. I know enough to be dangerous and how to navigate. But
wait, let's test real quick. What's an inode?
An inode is
no. What's Mooseius? What's an inode?
Oh,
fuck! It's something to do with the file system. That's all I remember.
Curious. All right, what's an inode?
It's the number that the inode is in the file system, the file table. And it points to the sectors of the disk that the files are stored at, right?
It's a pointer to an actual file, and then the file names are one-to-many relationship with inodes, or multiple file names can point to a single inode. Yes.
And that's why you can make inodes, way more inodes on a system. You can only decide it when you first start up a system. Pretty sure.
Sort of.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's a.
Hey, I was mostly right.
So it sounds like it deals with the file system. Thank you, Moose. No, that's something we used to ask that when I was working at Home Depot to figure out if somebody knew what they were talking about when they came into Linux. If they'd heard of an inode and they knew what an inode was, then there's a pretty good indication that they knew what was going on with Linux. And it sounds like you know what's going on with Linux if you know what an inode is. I assume you learned that from some operating systems class.
I guess we touched on it in a data structures class, but it was mostly in YouTube videos, a bunch of YouTube videos.
Oh, fantastic. So from looking at your resume, and I've gone ahead and looked at the programming tools section, it looks like you're only listing off classwork you've done with the Java and Python and things. If you're going to go into your experience with these various tools, make sure to say what you've accomplished with them outside of your schoolwork.
That'll be interesting. Yeah. Python and Java I definitely have not touched since I learned it, which is sad. But I guess I've been messing with C recently, and then Python I've done a little bit of stuff with it.
Well, put that on your resume if you've been messing with C.
Yeah. Definitely
Yeah, that's big. I've never heard of object-oriented programming 1 and 2, and I'm doing Java since 15 years.
That's very
I mean, those are just like very customary, like college courses and stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, projects, data entry automation. When imaging computers at blah blah blah, I wrote Python scripts. Hey, take that project right there, put it in the work experience. That's work experience right there. Serial and interprocess communication. I've been working on a project that allows for controlling a computer video player with. Taught me much about serial communication options and protocols, as well as API programming. That's awesome too. That's a good project to have. You know, good things to talk about working with protocols and stuff. You know, not when you're applying for jobs, not all this stuff is necessarily like a given. You know, resume reviewers can't always read between the lines to know what stuff means. So write it out. Get all the details out in the open.
Right, certainly. And then, of course, in your projects, I mean, looking at your GitHub, you have some stuff in here. Arrayify.nvim, quickly format arrays across languages.
That's a spicy little subtitle for a thing I haven't touched in a long time.
Well, I mean, a long time, 8 months. I got stuff I haven't touched in years. No, I mean, you got some Lua. I mean, this is a nonsense plugin I would never use, but still, you put this on your resume. This is this is good stuff for the resume. I've never met a bad programmer that uses NeoVim and Arch Linux.
Oh, well, now I use Emacs and Linux, so now it's bad.
No, that's in a professional environment. At all, I've never met a bad programmer who actually uses Nix and Emacs. I know they exist, but if you could hint towards a couple of those things, say, hey man, you know, I kind of take this stuff a little seriously. I use Emacs. It's not gonna get you a job, but it's a data point.
It is a data point.
And showing off a NeoVim plugin that you've written, it's a pretty good data point. It means that you care enough about it.
These cashews. You are ridiculous. Yeah. C++ too, I see you've been playing around with there. I didn't see it on the resume. Even if it's not in work experience, add a skill section, list it off. Hey, right. Lua, C++, some C.
Certainly.
Yeah, get all those in there. And, if you have to put a time down, you can say less than 1 year, and I used these languages for, these applications and stuff. Talk about what you did. It's neat shit. And it shows that you're exploring. There's a lot of developers who are just like
very professional, eating on camera. Very professional.
I'm hungry. The hell with you. I went with something modest, okay? Which is this big thing of cashews. Now down to puppy. So this is something I noticed a lot. There are a lot of developers who are monoglots. They'll learn some C# or JavaScript, maybe a little bit, a little bit of jQuery, and that's it. They stop there. They never go past that. And it's fine. It's not necessarily a problem, but it's like if you ask them to solve a problem, then the tool that they're always going to reach for is C#, regardless of whether or not that makes sense. Thank you, Nate. Eating on stream. Can't criticize me now. Yeah, and I just feel like knowing and using a lot of different languages is a mark of a good programmer. It's one of those data points. Now, to counter that, you don't want to be like a JavaScript Andy where it's like, oh, I've used a different library every weekend, I've used a different language every weekend. You want to learn them and then apply them to some project that makes you get into, why those languages are interesting. And it doesn't always have to be super grandiose like that, but just having the exposure to know like, oh, hey, this is how working with manual memory management is different from working with garbage collection, and you can really appreciate the differences and what's going on at the language level. That's all great stuff. And yeah, as Argon says too, especially different paradigms. If you can get some object oriented, some procedural, some functional programming, that all expands your horizons and lets you kind of know like, okay, here's my world of possible solutions when you're faced with a problem. It's big stuff.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, just trying to find like projects that aren't super small is kind of been hard for me.
You don't have to worry about finding projects. All you need to do is figure out what's lacking in your computing experience and then do projects that solve that. You can just ignore the existing solutions and just make it yourself, and that's a great project for a resume.
Yeah. It's doing something on a lark, just doing it for fun and to learn.
I mean, we joke a lot about Pape Changer, but it is a program I wrote to solve a real problem I had, and I decided to start down the road of productionizing it and making it cross-platform. And it's exposed me to a whole bunch of new technologies. I know how to write Swift UI at a basic level now. I know all sorts of things that I didn't want to know about packaging Windows applications, how Apple's CI process works, deeper into how Linux works. And it's all just from, I want to change my wallpaper, and I don't like the operating system built-in way of doing it.
Didn't that Swift stuff make you want to, like, blow your top?
The Swift stuff I didn't like, and then I learned how it worked, and then I didn't mind it. Like, the documentation in Swift isn't too bad once you understand that you have to do things the Swift way. If you try doing things your own way, you're going to fail and crash and burn, and you're not going to find any documentation. It's going to suck. But if you want to do things the way they want you to do it, it's not too bad.
Very opinionated framework.
Yes. Well, it's an entire opinionated ecosystem.
Fair point. Not the worst thing in the world. Like, I would rather something be opinionated and consistent than not opinionated and inconsistent in programming. I feel like it's just...
I mean, this is the thing. If I want to build a desktop application, let's say I want to build a very simple thing that calls a web API and makes a spreadsheet of some data that it gets from some website, right? Well, my choices are, what language do I do it in? And then there's a list of 1,000 languages, right? And then I go, all right, well, what GUI framework do I do it in? And there's like 3, and then there's like a whole bunch of custom ones on top of every language. Or I could just do an Electron app, or I could do this, I could do that. On Mac, if I want that app, guess what I'm using?
Swift
UI.
Gets rid of the choice paralysis.
Gets rid of everything, and then there's one way to do it, and it's not too bad.
Fair enough. Back on the resume review track.
I mean, we're pretty much at the bottom of it.
API programming, good thing to mention.
Certainly.
If you're going into web programming, get REST API in there somewhere. I have come to recently learn that is a keyword with immense value.
Which is you would assume that because it's not actually a REST API. No one actually writes REST APIs anymore.
No one writes REST APIs at all. They use, I guess you'd call it like HTTP JSON at best.
That's a JSON RPC API that they call REST. JSON RPC API utilizing REST semantics. And they're usually lightly utilizing the REST semantics. They're not actually using them.
Very lightly.
But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah.
Would you say that, like, if you like make a program that, changes your wallpaper based on like the moon phase or something with a...
Oh yeah, that'd be really neat.
That'd be really fucking cool, yeah.
Well, like calling an API that returns that. So that's like, I know it's a very specific example, but...
No, that's great. I mean, that's great because it's you get to interact with your interact with your desktop, you're storing files, you're making network calls, you're coordinating this whole thing. Maybe you run this as a persistent service that runs in the background over a long period of time, and that has its own challenges. Maybe you're running it on a cron job, and you have to learn how cron works. I mean, all this stuff is how you you kind of learn and get deeper. I mentioned this in my blog posts that I think you might do well to read.
Yeah,
With
I was
whoa,
saying
whoa, 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 whoa. Back that up real quick.
wait a sec. What?
Oh my god.
What?
You have 738 stars and 19 forks.
Yeah, I'm kind of a big deal.
And 30 watching.
Here's the thing. A lot of people really like this article. And I am absolutely one to toot my own horn, and I will do so here. It is a good article. I did a good job.
It is a good article.
Just gonna paste this in the
I will
chat.
stand by that.
And you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna paste it in my stream server and pin it.
God damn.
But I guess like something like that you use APIs for, like that would be a little more complicated to use. Like, I guess there's using a database API. Is that a thing, or like
Well, databases are communicated with via APIs. However, they're not like REST APIs or the things that we call REST APIs. It's usually hidden within some database connection setup, which, if you make a program where you have to store data and then retrieve it later, you will learn all of the stuff about how databases work and how to deal with them and how to work with them and how to manage them.
I would say that
Oh, sorry.
for REST API experience to have that, what people are what employers are really looking for is that you've created a REST API at some point, right? That's the big thing, which is not terribly hard to do. Creating a REST API, that other services can call or something else can call is relatively straightforward in the grand scheme of things, because your endpoints are going to be server-side authoritative. So you're literally just writing code that retrieves and transforms some data and presents it as JSON or XML or whatever format you want. Probably JSON 99.999% of times.
Absolutely. Argon says databases have more like a RPC pattern. Yes, absolutely. So you send them a request, and then they send you back. You send them a request which contains generally a how would you describe it's a declarative language. Most database languages.
It is a domain-specific language.
Domain-specific declarative language.
Declarative and structured.
Yes. And then it'll send you back rows. So it is very much an RPC pattern.
Mm-hmm.
That stands for remote procedure call, for anyone that was wondering.
all right.
So anyway, Senor, I forgot who you were again. Target
Ball.
That's right, Senor Ball. Thanks for coming on the show. This resume.
Thanks for having me.
Could use a little work, but one of these days. My final judgment is the top level of hell. I don't know that I'd hire you based on this resume right now, but I think you put in a little bit more work. You get some of your experience showing on the page, and I think you'll be in heaven in no time.
Beautiful.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. I'm going to unceremoniously drop you back into the stream waiting list. Thanks for being a good sport, and I'll see you.
See ya.
All right, that was good. Moose, we got an ad starting in 6 minutes, but I don't care. We're just gonna power right through it. We got Light. We got Light waiting in the chat. So, welcome Light to the stream. What's going on, Light?
Not much, you.
Yeah, I'm just overjoyed that you just came in hot with the proper mic.
Yep.
That's very good. Say 2 or 3 more things.
Yep.
All right.
Hello there.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yep. So we got Douglas.
Full stack.
This is where's the rest?
I
Douglas?
Yeah, I meant to so I started working on it like a month ago and I just never finished it. That's what I got.
Huh. Well,
But like typically you would see Emacs, Nix, Scala all over it.
but where's Arch Linux?
You mean Gentoo?
Yep. Yikes.
Do you actually? Oh,
Man, that's funny. Anyway.
Guess we get started. So, okay. Where to begin? So we're kind of reviewing.
Well, we can't start at the top because that's not the most recent work experience.
I just realized that.
And we can't start at the bottom because while that is the most recent work experience, this is wrong.
Yeah. Enjoy
This is all fucked up. You're gonna have to
Yeah.
get these in the right order at least.
I didn't realize that because I use Kick Resume for mine instead of LaTeX now. And so instead of dragging it and all that, I forgot to do that.
That is hilarious. What's Kick Resume? Let's take a gander at that real quick.
I don't know, Anthony gave it to me and I was like, oh, sure, I guess I'll try it out.
Kick Resume, best online.
It's costly though, so I don't want to use it anymore.
No, you need to go to overleaf.com. And Overleaf, I can be bought. I'm already shilling you for free, so actually it's probably a poor choice for you to sponsor me. But anyway, still, Overleaf, please sponsor me. I can be bought. The price of one BlackBook Air.
I'm only using Overleaf because of Nate.
Say again?
I'm only going to be using Overleaf because of Nate.
Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you for saying that. Anyway, Overleaf Corporation, take notice.
Hey,
where's their contact form?
If you pay him, he will shill 10 times harder.
Subject.
He will put Overleaf in every other sentence.
Please
Contractually.
sponsor me. Message. Hello. My name is Nate, and I run the Nate stream. You've heard of me. Anyway, give me money, and I'll keep talking about your products, ... or else. There we go.
All right. Go ahead and put your email there.
And actually use your work email, not
That's
your
right.
personal.
Oh, come on.
Mooseius at.
Wait.
You can use my email. I don't care.
I've upset my dog.
Douglas at gridplus.io.
Actually, no, you'd be using the other Douglas because mine was my last name.
Oh, that's right. Anyway,
Yeah, go ahead and do that.
for the stream, me and Douglas go way back. When he was a software engineer at Grid Plus Inc., I was a lead software engineer at Grid Plus Inc. So I told him not to use Scala all over the place. Good times. Are you taking notes, Douglas?
I am. In fact, I'm retiring from Scala. I'm looking for other positions besides Scala.
Beautiful. So are you taking notes on this? Because we're gonna have a lot to say.
I am. I got my pencil because yeah, I am ready.
All right. Sorry about that.
So I see
We're
you're
back.
a senior software engineer at Mob Entertainment Inc. from 7 of 22 to present, but you started working at Grid Plus at 6 of 2022. Were you?
Yeah.
Were you double dipping?
I was.
I was a bitch. I was doing
a
that too.
1099 contractor for like a month. I was just helping out. I wasn't even doing much for them. And then it turned into like a full-time role, like right after the company shut down.
Okay, so you will want to make sure that you don't look like a dirtbag on your resume.
Okay.
The way I did it when I was double dipping is I forgot about that job and I don't have it on my resume. You will want to do a similar thing or tweak the numbers a little bit to make it look like you weren't double dipping.
Okay. I'll probably just tweak the numbers because obviously Mob Entertainment, I was full-time for about a year.
Certainly.
I actually have some of that on my resume, but it was like I did freelance for a couple months while I was working on another role part-time, which I don't mention that role was part-time, although it was at that point. Yeah, I don't know. I should probably better explain that. on mine, or not, because it was so minor. But
Oh, what the heck?
in any
My
case,
music
yeah,
stopped
no,
playing.
that's good stuff to put down. You can say like W-2, full time, part time, 1099, independent contractor. That might help assuage some of the concerns that employers might have.
Certainly.
As long as you don't make like a habit of double dipping, I guess.
Yeah,
Probably fine.
Yeah, it's one of those occasional things that you know don't talk about it. Same way if you're addicted to cigarettes, don't mention it. But if somebody finds out, don't. You got to play it off. You got to be cool. Hey.
Yeah, hey, smoking is cool and trendy, everyone.
Yeah, just like double dipping at work. Exactly. You got it.
By the way, will you sell your stream out to Philip Morrison?
Will you sell your stream out to Philip Morrison? You know what? I will. As long as... Do they own the Zyn Corporation? Because I'm absolutely willing to shill Zyn. I do not care. I'll sell to anyone. I'll sell to kids. I'll sell to old people.
I don't even want to ask what the fuck that is. Resume.
Nicotine pouches.
I think
we
the
are
ATF is
still-
definitely going to be after you if you do that.
Yeah. What's the ATF going to do? Actually, no, I take it back. ATF, please don't come from it. Please. Please, I'm begging you, ATF. I'm not doing anything illegal, but it sounds like a hassle. But
let's start from the bottom, I guess.
Get right into it. The bottom. Senior software engineer, Mob Entertainment Inc. I designed, architected, and implemented the back-end functionality for the popular video game series Poppy Playtime using Scala-based technologies with core functional programming concepts, utilizing Google Cloud Platform, Firebase, and Steam. What?
That's a weak description. I could have wrote that way better.
Yeah, this description is in fact dog shit. So what you're going to want to do is say how many users, how many maximum concurrent users were using your backend and having no problem at all when they were playing Poppy Playtime.
What's the question to me?
Yes,
40,000.
How many?
At the beginning, it went to 40,000, and then the game died, and so we were averaging around maybe 4,000 concurrently.
Bro, 40,000, and by the way, that's the only number you need.
Yeah.
40,000 users in Scala? I'd only expect that from a Go backend. Anyway.
So, was this? Did you actually write the game server, or were these like matchmaking services associated?
So, so the game is a peer-to-peer, but it relies on back-end communication for managing user inventory, points, items, all that stuff, right? And so that is what I wrote the infrastructure for. So we averaged about 45,000 lines of Scala code for all of it.
Holy shit.
So the inventory then, were those inventory things necessarily used in real time, or was it like sort of transient, like player loads into a level and they have this cosmetic attached, or is it how interactive and real time did it go?
Yeah, so not necessarily. So basically, we just showed them the item ID that and the item information basically, and then they had their own sort of like item database in the game itself, and they would just say, all right, it's this item ID, we're going to use this item. We initially started using it was really just me, started using the Steam inventory, and then I migrated it to my own PostgreSQL database for all of the items in our inventory. So that even includes like a whole like migration service from migrating Steam inventories to our backend. So it's a little interesting, but yeah, that's basically how it went. There's like, and I wanted to change it up to have like a source of truth, but never got to that.
Good stuff to mention, by the way, in the role. Throw that in there. Like you migrated stuff from Steam's inventory system to Postgres and why you did it. And that shows a lot of social proof when it comes to working with databases and making high-level technical decisions, which once you've been programming for so long, and if you're at a certain level, it's like, yeah, no duh, but it's for recruiters, you want to definitely spell that out. It's also funny that I've done support for games as well, and I've worked on stuff that's not dissimilar to this, except it was blockchain integrated.
Yikes! Anyway,
actually, wait, no, we've all done crypto stuff here, so
yeah, we all have.
all three of us are guilty. Although I would say that, like, between Minds of Delarnia and Phonon, like it's all still mostly kosher. It's not like an absolute pump and dump.
Yeah, we're not
like
we're
other-
not trying to be ridiculous.
Give me 1 second. I'm getting
And if it was a pump and dump, Phonon's doing a really bad job at the pump and dump portion. Everyone's holding.
Phonon.org, everyone.
Yeah, shout out to phonon.org, a website I host. Also a project that I run.
GitHub.com/phonon.
Oh, look at that.
Become
my
a
face.
contributor today.
Back when I was real fat.
And you lost weight.
I have. Thank you.
all right.
No
sorry.
sugar, no grain.
I'm
Anyway,
back.
back to work. Get back in those code mines. Mine that code.
With Steam, did you happen to use the A2S protocol by chance?
I don't know what that is. I just use the Steam Web API.
Damn. Okay. I thought you were cool for a second. So yeah. Designed, architected, and implemented backend functionality. What functionality? What did you architect? What high-level decisions did you make that improved the service and helped it scale to 40,000 concurrent users? Why did you pick Scala? That's all stuff that you
Well, that's a bad reason because like Nate knows that I chose Scala because that's the most language I'm comfortable with. So I don't think it'd be a great reason to put on there. But let me ask you guys this: how detailed should I put this? Like, is there like a maximum limit that the recruiters are just not even going to bother reading the rest?
You should get at least a page, and between the work experience and skills and professional summary, you want a page.
Okay.
Which is to say, you can go pretty detailed if you go light on the other sections. Like,
Yeah,
I would say with this work experience, the four things: integration ordering team, a DDS, highly scalable Scala, Java-based applications utilizing Akka, Spring. Okay, so yeah, you've got like a lot of stuff going on here, especially working with like front-end stuff, doing stuff with Go and decentralized applications using the Akka, which I know is an actor model framework. I would say that
nerd.
just based on this so far, my personal target would be 2 pages. After professional summary, after skills, and expanding on all of this stuff.
See, I generally say 1 page, but that's because I'm stuck in my 1-page days from when I was an early junior.
Okay, yeah, I could do that. I could make like a whole nother page that's kind of like just talks about each company or like the highlights of the company.
Yeah. So let's see. Next one. Software engineer BAMTech from 2019 for 2 months in 2019. I wouldn't even put it on there, but
That's a contract.
Yeah.
I only put it up because it was with Disney Plus.
Oh, you didn't say Disney Plus in here at all, though.
Oh yeah, that's DSS, Disney Streaming Services.
I don't know that. Is a hiring manager going to know that?
I'll put a parentheses in.
Fantastic. Working with highly scalable Scala and Java-based applications utilizing technologies such as Akka and Spring Boot, analyze and improve efficiency, scalability, and stability of various system resources. By how much? Did you improve efficiency by 20%, stability by 80%, and scalability by 11%? Like, where the hell were you?
Yeah, I don't remember. And that last sentence that I wrote doesn't even really make sense now.
Build architecture for distribution of load and machine resource allocation. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Well, fair enough. So then the next one, software engineer Grid Plus Inc. Now this sounds good. Implement core features in the open source Phonon project in the Go programming language. Nice. Integrate closely with Java Card and Java Card development tools to utilize and flash physical JCOP 3 cards. Wow, Java Card development. Now that is interesting. I only know of really smart developers who use Java Card. I know of 2. One of these guys is named Martin, and one of them is, well, come to think of it, me.
Just Martin.
Work closely with the Phonon DAO to help support public development and relations. Make sure you pump this one because you were public facing in that role.
Yeah.
And
I'm still trying to be.
Yes. So that's important. Being
so
public
like,
facing.
how should I do this? So should I like make that another subsection to be like for Phonon?
I would do that in a, I don't know, outside projects section or something along those lines.
Okay.
So I mean, y'all two have history with this, so you have more kind of details on what went on. But why
Yeah, I
wouldn't
told him
you
to do all
include
this
it?
shit.
Why for me, if I'm from the outside looking in, I don't know that all these details and the separation necessarily make sense. I would just put it all under one role. I think that's going to make more sense to a recruiter, and it's fine to have like one role, multiple duties, right?
The
Like
problem
that's
is the Phonon project broke out of Grid Plus and is now an independent project without
Yeah.
the support of Grid Plus. So we no longer work there, but we are still involved with the project, and there's
Yeah,
still
which was
much work to be done and being done.
I was gonna ask, like, should I make like for each company, should I like put like little headers explaining what the company does and what the project was about?
That could be an
Does it like
interesting
really matter?
idea.
Because if he's reading it from like a confused point, like I don't know what that means, then maybe a little header would also kind of make sense.
I think maybe, yeah, just a header would be fine, filling up some of this white space. I wouldn't want to put too much there because it might take up space where you put valuable resume stuff.
Mm-hmm.
right. Yeah, I think that one line, if you want to describe the business, if it's like very unorthodox, then that's perfectly fine. Um, if it's more traditional then or self-explanatory, then that's not so bad. But yeah.
All right. Full stack engineer at Health Data Movers. I provide application developments on CorneaGen, the client for HDM, Health Data Movers. Full stack application development involves daily integration with JavaScript-based technologies such as Node, Express, Sequelize, Formic, React, and Material UI. I receive training for HIPAA and SOC 2 compliance for application development. I don't like any of this. This is gross to look at, gross to read, gross to see. Like, just from my soul, I don't
That's
like
just because
this.
of JavaScript.
No, yeah, it's that. It's the fact that in the middle of a sentence you just listed off a whole bunch of JavaScript bullshit that no one cares about anymore.
That I have not changed that exact paragraph since 2020.
Yeah, I can tell.
So
Um, as much as I dislike a lot of the technologies listed there, I can't deny that, you know, if you say SQLize and Formic, React, and Material UI, you're going to get brownie points
yeah, there is
applied
a
in
reason why
certain
I'm doing that,
places.
and it's all because like for the AI, resume readers, and I'm trying to like have pick up on these keywords.
Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like from what I'm picking up so far, you don't want to do front end, right?
It doesn't matter to me. I'll do whatever as long as it pays enough money.
Oh shit, okay.
Money talks, Nate.
Yeah,
Oh, I know about money talking.
if if that's the circumstance, then I don't know. I'll use this as just a quick tangent. Even if you hate front end, if you're in the web dev space, it's still good to say that yes, I can do this, and then try to find a job that like is 90 back end to like 10 front end. Those do exist. What I've seen so far of jobs is that there of most of the jobs that say this is back end development, it always involves some sort of front end. So for people who are looking for that, it's
Yeah.
like, yeah, you still need that 10%. But no, since if you're just like straight up don't care, then that's all, good stuff to have because it keeps your, a lot of doors open to you if you know front end. Whereas if you don't, if you're explicitly like, no, I will not do front end, then you kind of lose a lot of those like, 90-10 back end to front end jobs or 70-30 or 50-50.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, I say
it's
close those doors. Fuck front end.
Yeah, I mean, like for like the mob entertainment, it's literally 9% back and 10% front end. I had to write a portal using React and all that stuff and Hazora, etc. Even before I got fired, Nate, I literally was able to put a OCaml CLI in there.
What the fuck? What is wrong with you?
So technically,
There's
I could
something
put
broken
OCaml.
in your brain. Do you realize that?
Dude, you tried OCaml. Now I have to
I
try
did.
it. And
I did try
I wrote
OCaml.
you have a, what do you call it? A CSV export to an API. That's what I did.
I did try OCaml for like 8 minutes 3 days ago.
3 minutes 3 days ago, and how'd that go?
Poorly. I
Poorly.
don't get it.
I got it going. It actually works.
Fuck you.
Well,
Don't you lead people, or didn't you lead people at Mob Entertainment as well?
I did, but like because
Yeah, put that
technically
on
my,
there.
my role was
Throw that on
engineering
there.
manager.
Throw that bad boy on there.
Okay. Well, the reason why I removed it is
Keep it
'cause
as
you recommended
senior
not
software
to.
engineer, but mention that you had 3 direct reports or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, I could do that. I actually had up to 5 at one point.
Up to 5,
Yeah.
bro. I have 5 direct reports, and I call myself a manager, even though my title is team lead.
well, yeah.
All right,
Put that on there.
fantastic. Let's go to the skills
Also,
section.
remote roles,
No skills.
also good.
Fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, this is straight a bit.
Yeah, let's check out the professional summary. Doesn't exist. Great.
That is my professional.
Wait, on health data movers, are the dates right on that? November
It should be.
2020 to December?
It
Just
was a
one month?
short-term contract. Yeah, because I was doing fire at the time.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you're gonna want to put that you're a mega public servant, that you put out fires, that you
Yeah.
shoot the enemies of the state, whatever it is that you do as a public when you were publicly serving. Put that
Yeah.
on there. That's some important good stuff.
Yeah, because I know they'll definitely ask about the holes.
Certainly.
Yeah. You can put a little comment in there, somewhere that says the state was on fire.
Do you
Like,
do you have any GitHub? What's your GitHub?
I do. It's github.com/0Douglas.
Zero Douglas. This you?
It is me.
Fantastic. Let's see. What do you got in here? Oh.
I'm working on a project with Lucky and a few of them, or I'm going to try to. I'm going to force them into it.
Okay.
okay.
Anyway, anything else before I give you your final judgment?
Subscribe to Nate for your chance to win.
Ooh, you just made
review.
your final judgment a little bit better. I was going to go really scathing. Now I'm only going to go pretty scathing.
I'm ready.
All right, your final judgment is the middle floor of hell. You were going to be on the bottom floor because this is an incomplete resume, but
It is.
after you told everyone to subscribe to me,
Yeah.
middle floor, Buckaroony, middle floor.
Mhm.
Still in hell, though.
I really appreciate that we've established bribery as a public policy.
Yes,
This
I'm
is
here
sort
for
of-
money.
It's part of being a public servant, so.
All right, fantastic. Well, thanks for coming on. Thanks for being a good sport.
Yeah. Thanks for the
And,
feedback.
yeah, absolutely. I will unceremoniously drop you into wage cage number 0. See ya.
Sounds good.
All right, Moose. So we got through a couple of resumes. We got no more in the queue. I don't know. I mean, I'm in high spirits, but I kind of want to just end it here. I think we've had a good time. I think we've discussed much. We've helped some people with their careers.
Yeah, I'm hoping to see in the coming weeks, like we'll maybe get some more people, but I'd like to see target ball back. I'd like to see triple back. I'd like to see Douglas here back, and I do want to see like the iterations, the improvement.
Oh yeah, certainly.
We're always open to that as well. It's not just a one and done thing. We will interrogate and call your resume terrible several times over. There is no limit yet established.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, as long as we have only 6 viewers and the followership is 60 deep, we can keep going over and over again until we get more people. This is fun. Got no problem with this bad boy. One of these days we'll have to hit the escape hatch and review each other's resumes. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm interested to see with the like little bit of open source contributions that I've got out now. To a programming language, by the way.
Whoa,
Right.
whoa! You language dev?
Yeah.
You a language dev? You Lexan? You Parson, brother?
Maybe a
You
little bit.
Lexan and Parson, brother?
Maybe.
Hell yeah!
Here. Let's see. Ready for this? Ready for this?
I was born ready.
We're gonna go to here. Pull
All
it
right,
up real
can't
quick.
see shit, but fair enough.
Hold on. No. I'll link it. I'll put it in the Twitch chat. Got let's see. Ooh, do I link the commit or the pull request? I'll do the pull request.
Link the PR. Link the PR.
Close.
Let's see what everyone has to say.
My dogs are having one hell of a time outside. Here we go. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out.
Hold on. Mooseius commented yesterday. Add string.replace underscore invalid divided by 2. Oh, look at
Eric.
this. Jose Willem says hearts in all different colors. This is fantastic. Let's check out these files changed. Damn.
These are
I don't know what any of this looks like. This is nonsense to me. What the fuck is this?
It's pattern matching and
What the
binary
what the
comprehensions.
This
Don't worry
is
about
awful. I hate this
it.
language.
No, it's beautiful. It's
I
fucking
hate this
beautiful.
language. What the fuck is this?
It's amazing.
If you say so, brother. If you say so. Whoo. Friendly Alligator says, I was going to jokingly reply to the PR, then I realized it was a real PR. It is a real PR to a real language that apparently people use. We got big hitters on the Nate stream. We got Nate, of course, biggest hitter there is, and then we got Mooseius, language contributor. I mean, what can I say?
It's one function that took me like 3 months to like get it down to just that, but it's there.
It
exists. It is a contribution to a programming language. And actually, I applied to a bunch of jobs today, and I got one hit. I got one back. There will be a phone call this coming week, and we'll see. So I'm going to look at what the return rate is, because so far, I've gone through a couple iterations of my own resume, and I've kind of seen like, okay, this version got some more hits, this got less hits,
Yeah,
and there's
he's got an Excel sheet. He's a fucking nerd about it.
Oh God, yeah. Well, how else are you supposed to categorize them, right?
Here's what I do. I send out
you gotta keep
hundreds, and then I let them disappear into the ether.
I guess that's also valid. But
Because I'm not a
no,
fucking nerd.
I like to keep a spreadsheet because I apply to a whole bunch, and then when you hear back from them, it's like, oh shit, what was that listing, right? Like, I have to actually pretend that I remembered what they were and that I'm interested. Which okay, I don't have to pretend because I am a nerd. I am interested, but you got to keep track.
Yikes! Wouldn't be me.
But I'm gonna see. I'm gonna see, because I think getting the that contribution in there. If today is so far anything to go by, we'll see what the next week looks like. But people actually look at open source contributions? ? Like it means something? Maybe.
Let's see. Where is the best place to apply? It appears I get the most results from LinkedIn. Automatic denials from applying at the company directly. I have found that LinkedIn works okay. I've done the apply directly thing. I think I've gotten a little bit from that. But with LinkedIn, if you just start sending your resume out, it'll find its way around that you're trying to get a job, and eventually a recruiter will find you, and that's the way to do it. If you find a recruiter, they'll tell you which jobs to apply for, or they'll apply for them on your behalf. It's really nice to have someone who's working for you, trying to get you employed, because that's how they get paid.
Yeah.
That said, I generally just take the approach of I'm going to apply to absolutely every possible thing.
Doesn't
that cost money? No. They get paid from the company.
Talking to recruiters?
Yeah. I mean, there's some recruiting services that cost money, but most of the ones I've dealt with in the past, they either work for the company or they get paid by the company to get you placed. Yeah,
it can come out of your salary, your first like 6 months or a year under some arrangements. But if you're making like, I don't know, several tens of thousands of dollars more than your current job, it's worth it. If you are making $0, and you're having a hard time finding a job, then it's worth it, to have an advocate, have someone that you can talk to who's interested in getting your ass in the seat, right?
I should make one.
And you can go with LinkedIn Premium, and that's like $20 a month, and that helps you kind of connect to some of the hiring managers for certain jobs.
Yeah,
it'll give you like a little prompt. I think it's worth it. But before you do that, you should make sure that you have a high quality resume that has a good chance of landing you a job and getting that reply.
Yeah, you're gonna need a high quality resume. There's these two guys I know on this place called the Nate Stream. That's twitch.tv/npmail. That's what I recommend. Those guys are really smart. One of them's really handsome. The other one has a big, long red beard. Luckily, it's hiding a lot of his face, which is good. That's where you go to get your resume good. We'll be back here next week, and I will only send blank resumes. Thank you, Friendly Alligator.
One more thing.
One more thing. I'm trying to leave, dude.
Write cover letters. Even if it is just a couple sentences, write a fucking cover letter. Don't just copy paste. Have it mean something, right? Like, tailor it a little bit to the employer.
Dearest hiring manager, I have longed in my loins for eons to work for this corporation. This big evil corporation that doesn't care about me is my...
Yeah, exactly.
Oh Jesus, I don't much care for cover letters.
Me neither.
I've written one or two.
But you say something, right?
Say something.
Now I'm just thinking of, I showed you my resume. Please respond.
Yeah, showed you my resume. Please respond. All right. Well, thanks everyone for watching. Where's my end screen? Do I have an end screen button? Where the hell is that? There's I got my stream. Be right back. I got my stream starting. Stream ending. There we go. Well, thanks everyone for watching. I've been Nate. Moose has been Moose. You can check me out on Twitter at npmail, on YouTube at youtube.com/npmail. Go to my website npmail.com. That's where you'll find all my other links. Moose, you got anything else?
GitHub.com/Mooseius/blog.
Fantastic. You're doing the GitHub hosting on the blog. Big respect. I heard of a really cool guy that does that himself.
Although I don't have 700 stars to mine.
Yeah, well, we can't all be Nate.
Can't all be Nate.
All right, good shit. It's been real, and I will see you on Tuesday when I'm coding something. Probably going to be working on more of the Discord bot. Maybe I'll be working on Pape Changer. We'll have to see. I'll see if I can shit out a YouTube video this weekend. It's good times. Catch you guys on the flip.